Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hi, I'm DKWILL, and this is DK. We'll talk about it.
Well, I promised in my prior video I'd get another video out that dealt with XRP price and what I think of the current movement. And I'm going to start with this article here from Annika Masrani. It's an article from today, July 3rd, 11:06 a.m. It says XRP futures open interest has climbed 30%, and a bullish pennant breakout sets a clear path toward $3.20. Now, if you've been involved in XRP for any measure of time, you know there is no such thing with XRP as a clear path to anything. That's just a fact, Jack. But the article goes on to say that it surged out of a long-term pennant pattern on the weekly chart, topping the 221 descending trend line on July 3rd. I haven't looked at any technicals about that. I may if I find a way to do so in this video. The technical breakout offers a profit target of approximately $3.20, roughly 40% above the current levels. Now, I've said many times, that's nice. But when they talk prices, unless they are a genuine financial analyst with the skills to do so, I take it as a head game.
Huh?
Yeah, they're putting targets in your mind that you will be satisfied with.
Hmm.
And approximately 320 is not even the all-time high. With all the developments, just consider the prior video and the ones before it. 320 is a nice, attractive number, especially if your average dollar cost average is like 32 cents. But it's still not where XRP is going. It goes on to say, open interest surge signals institutional interest, and that's where I'm going to go. It says crypto quant data from CoinGlass shows that XRP futures open interest is up 30% in the past 10 days, now at $4.75 billion. A rising open interest, particularly following a breakout, signals renewed institutional and leveraged trader commitment, often a powerful driver of momentum. This echoes past rallies when XRP's OI jumped to 5.75, OI meaning open interest. In spring of 2024, the price rallied over 60%. I remember that, and I'm still here. So there are several catalysts, it says, that have reinforced investor confidence. Now, I'm going to say again, my confidence in XRP has not waned one bit. As a matter of fact, when the SEC dropped that lawsuit, I got off the phone with one of my good buddies from a chat. His handle was Bayou. And I told him I gotta go. And why did I have to go? Because when I heard about that drop in price after the SEC lawsuit, I ran and bought more. That's what I did. And it was under 15 cents. I can't say exactly if it's 12 or 14 cents, but I knew it was time to buy. So don't tell me about investor confidence, baby. I am super confident, and I hope my videos make you super confident too, because I just don't tell you about these techno analysis. I tell you about fundamentals that matter. So it says it briefly jumped to 231, up 7.2% intraday on news flows and improved futures. Then it gives the long-short ratio on XRP futures. Now leans heavily bullish at around 68%, highlighting widespread optimism. Goes on to say traders should consider watching for retests of the breakout line near 220 or pursue scaled entries toward the pennant target. At the time of writing, XRP is sitting at 224.91, basically 225. And at the time of video, it's sitting at 226. Here's a chart that doesn't say a whole lot. It's definitely not a technicals chart. I'm going to tell you what I saw here. I saw a reason for a climb, and then I saw this gigantic engulfing candle pushing it way back down where it was in two candles. And the answer to why that happened was in this article. institutional interest. Until the institutions get their hands on as much XRP as they want, they're going to churn this bad boy and they're going to make money on the moves. And they're making monies on moves like this. Chase, get you to come in. Most people don't have the guts to stay in here when it starts to do this. They get scared. I know that. I've talked to them. They run away. They leave their money behind. Money doesn't disappear. It goes in somebody's pockets. And guess who's mostly getting it in their pockets? Going to go right back here. Institutional interest. That's what. What's the best option for us? Gorilla Grip, baby. Gorilla Grip. There's another article that came out on CoinDesk also today at early in the morning hours. It says XRP $3 bets dominant trading volumes as XRP BTC's Wedge suggests a further rally. So you can see the positivity that's being said about the expectations for XRP going forward. It gives them what to know. It's risen over 3.5% in 24 hours. Of course, that's old news now. The $3 strike call option for XRP is the most traded, with significant buy trades indicating investor optimism. And XRP BT's dollar chart shows a bullish breakout, contracting bearish signals from moving averages. So in other words, contracts are out with $3 strike calls for XRP. What else I got? Well, to show you how they play with you, I got this. XRP 846% liquidation imbalance stuns XRP in an hourly bloodbath. Also today, the 3rd. It says XRP rockets 846% in an epic liquidation imbalance and hourly bloodbath. A sudden market shakeout has triggered a massive liquidation event on XRP, with short positions getting wiped out at an unbelievable rate in just 1 hour. The altcoin futures market saw liquidations jump by 846%, driven by a huge wave of long bets that were erased as the price dipped briefly, then bounced right back. Can you say churned, boys and girls? I mean, look at it. This is that rise that we had back in December 24, and they churned, gave you every reason to hope and believe, hope and believe, hope and believe. Then we had this rise here, came in January of this year. They give you every reason to believe, look, oh, it's ready to take off. This wonderful development happened. You suckers, you leverage. Now we're going to eat you alive. That's what happened here. Then it turned. Oh, it's coming back. Oh, because you're down here. When that happens, then the longs go back in there again. So here come the longs. Oh, it's going to go up. They wait for it to crack, and then they do it, and then, ooh, they eat you up again. So now you want to short, right? And look what happens. This is what happened when, November it was? This is March. This is the March rise. But can you see churning, 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 churning? Now, what is the best thing for us regular folks to do in this regard, aside from setting prices that you have in mind no matter what they do? Gorilla grip your XRP. If you gorilla grip your XRP and all this craziness they're talking, it's an appreciating asset, not a depreciating asset. While they're using it, they're burning it, and that means there's less and less every day. But as long as they can get people to come in and play this market game out of greed and in some cases stupidity, you provide them a market to churn in the first place. But what happens in the basic law of economics and supply and demand? If the supply shrinks and the demand goes up, the price goes up. How can the supply shrink? Gorilla grip your XRP. And so when these things happen, you can make the outcome be better than what they say, because XRP is worth more than what they're saying. So when these things happen, you cannot be burned, but you can watch it be better than what they say, and you cannot be a part of this epic 846% liquidation imbalance. That's all I got to say about the price. Buy your XRP and be patient. You won't have to be patient very long. This baby's going to go. And they're probably going to go up the steps just another whole level for us to play with. When I say play with, I mean make your decisions. Because, see, the institutions are in it now. And they have gotten their foothold on the markets, and they're playing their games. They don't like the idea that we front ran this market. So they're trying to shake that rug and shake you loose. And if you know me from all the way back in the real community engagement days when I did that video for admin about shaking that rug, you get the visuals. And who was not affected by it? The people sitting on the roof just ignoring it while the rest are getting dusted away and messed up. I'm DKWILL. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay too. And this is DK. We'll talk about it. And I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.